Okay, this is my Toro HXL-13 parts tractor at the moment. I've been trying to sell the tires off of this for quite some time, and before this video gets posted, the ads will actually get removed for the remainder of the parts that are left on here. Primarily what's good on here is the seat and all four tires. But I have an idea to put together a tractor from a parts tractor I have. I just don't know how viable it will be right at the moment. I gotta check through the deck on the other one, and I gotta check through a few other things. The only part that I'm missing is the hood. The machine I'm thinking of, the hood was absolutely obliterated when I got the machine. This one here, I already sold the hood off of it. Really, in hindsight, I shouldn't have sold the hood, but I didn't think I'd be potentially rebuilding this machine. So it's unfortunate that I sold the hood, but the hood went to somebody who needed it. And John Deere's around here get sold all the time with no hoods. So if someone really wanted the hood, they could probably make something work. Would I do that? No. I would just sell it the way it is as a runner and a driver. And it'll be a halfway decent machine, potentially. I'm going to show you the deck in a second, or show you the parts machine in a second. So it's an idea I'm running through, and I'd rather use this one right here. But to get this up and running, I got to put an engine in it, put a deck on it, and I got to change the transaxle. The transaxle is bad in this, so it would have to come out, and the one from the other machine would have to go in. So I'd have to check the transaxle on the other machine, make sure it's good, which I was planning on doing anyways. To sell a transaxle, I've had offers on this one here, but I said they're no good. I said it was no good. But in general, for transaxles, they are difficult to sell. They don't normally sell on Marketplace or Kijiji very easily. That's a part you cannot show functioning. So that's where I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about doing is potentially putting this back together and making it a runner and a driver. Or actually, there's technically two options here, which I'll show you the other one in a second as well. Okay, this is the parts machine right here. Deck, transaxle, and engine. This is a Lawn Boy, but it's pretty much exactly the same tractor. It does have a 13 horse in it. As you can see, it's missing the tank. This one does have the steering wheel, so the steering wheel can go on the other one, since I sold the steering wheel off of the other one. I believe it should be mostly the same, I'm hoping. If not, that will also stop this idea. You might ask, rebuild this one? Yeah, that's an option, but this one's pretty rusty. And believe it or not, it does actually still have functioning steering, so the steering is actually decent on it. So yeah, I'd have to paint this entire thing black to make this one viable, which isn't actually an option. That actually might be an easier option, to be honest. Easier than pulling that transaxle. Now you guys are getting me thinking here. What should I do? Use the red body or use the green body? And I don't think these bodies are overly easy to change. So I don't really think changing the rear pan is definitely an option. Something I could look into. I don't know if it goes underneath or not. Yes, it does. So you'd have to pull the entire steering assembly out, pull the entire body off, lift the entire body off, and put the other body on. Is that easier than changing a transaxle? I really don't know offhand. To change the transaxle, normally 4 to 6 bolts and a couple linkages. So yeah, that's hum and hawing about that one now that I saw it. Or the other option is this one right here. It's pretty much exactly the same as the other Toro, but this one has a crispy deck on it, but it runs drives cuts, and this one's actually sold, so I cannot take anything off of this one, but I can include parts with this one for the new owner, and if he wants them or not, or wants to buy them separately or not. So I was originally going to include, or see if he wanted to buy the entire parts machine, since it's actually a little bit cleaner than this one here, but this one here does have the busted hood. The only real difference between the two, this one's an overhead valve and the other one had the fly head. So just some ideas. Like I said, this one here I can't touch, that's sold. Just waiting on pickup on this one still. But like I said, the deck is crispy on it, but it's not as bad as the deck that was on that other machine. At least I don't think it is. This one was in service last season, but it had the issue where the carburetor was flooding and filling the crankcase with gas. That problem has since been resolved, and here it sits. I bought it. Actually, I got it for free. That was a curbside deal, actually. It came with a good battery. I've since taken the battery out. Unfortunately, the battery did freeze. So anyways, that's a couple options I have if I'm really desperate for projects, which I'm not, but I could set this off to the side and work on it at a later date. That is an option. So leave it together, cover the engine, or at least see if the engine will run, see if the transmission's any good, and go from there. Take the deck off, check the overall health of the deck, which actually I'm in the process of doing right now, and go from there. I gotta fix that tire right there. It's kind of pushed the bearing out a bit. Not a big deal. I was in the process of repairing that as well. So I got one of the pieces of the hood right there, but the hood on this was completely destroyed and it's missing the tank. But it's definitely an option. I could actually, like I said, I could put this together as a runner cutter, use the other seat, and it could be a halfway decent machine for somebody. And it would kind of save this machine here, and it would save the transaxle potentially, or take a risk and try and sell the transaxle. But like I said, that's not really an option, because with transaxle as well, you can't really show that it's working and then pull it out for somebody. It does take some time to get a transaxle pulled out. I can get an engine pulled out much quicker than I can a transaxle in most situations. So anyways, that's it. This is what I'm looking at right now. I'm actually going to pressure wash this in a little while after 2. Pressure wash the engine, pressure wash the entire machine, have the deck off, pressure wash the deck, and we're going to go through and see how bad this machine truly is. How hard of a job would it be to make it red, and we'll go from there. I've already sold the back tires off of this as well, but I have the back tires off the other machine, so that's not a big deal. I'd probably swap over all 4 since they're really nice. And then I'd have 2 remaining fronts, so I'll sell this one with one front spare, and I'd give a front spare to this one right here as well, just as an extra tire. You never know when you might need an extra front. So that's an idea. So I think I'm going to run with it at the moment. Like I said, I don't need another project like I need a hole in the head. But if I can get this running and the transaxle is viable, I can put it off to the side, or even drive it over to my super secret storage location, make it drivable, even haul over the shell of the parts tractor, set them there for a year, and get back to this next year sort of thing. That's definitely an option as well. So yeah, there's some options I'm thinking of and some ideas. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.